Well, I'm here. Takes a while to get over here. Let's start off. I want to read you something. This is lyrics from Bob Dylan's song. I've forgotten which one it's from. It doesn't tell you here. Bob Dylan is my favorite musical artist. His stuff means more to me than to admit. It's all very personal in regards to how each song affects me and whatnot. It's really it's just I just really I really get into his music, and I still do. I have a lot of it, not all of it. Um, Nobody likes him anymore, but that's all right. He's still, to me, a poet laureate of a generation. Now here goes. It says, "Come, you masters of war, you that build all the guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the big bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your mess. Let me ask you one question. And is your memory that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Or is your money that good? I'm sorry. Is it your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? I think you'll find when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul." Bob Dylan, folks. I just love that man. I met him a couple of times. I don't think he'll ever remember it, but I did meet him once or twice. Uh, in a once in what was the name of that park? Washington Square. I met him there one time. Shook his hand, said hello. He was just a very popular folk singer back then. Not into the mainstream music or anything. Not into mainstream rock and roll. He was just a kid. It's the same way I met Bruce Springsteen. I met Bruce Springsteen down the surf club in Ortley Beach, New Jersey, and he was just a guy in a leather jacket. You know, bartender said, "You got to go hear him. He's great. He's really the best." Kind of shy kid. Didn't know, look like he didn't know what he was. What he was about. Had a beer. They said, he doesn't drink, but he at that time he had a beer. I don't know whether he ever drank it or not, but he took the bartender, handed him a beer, and he took it. So anyhow, he was probably the same reason the rest of us was looking to get laid. But anyhow, Dylan, and that was I met him there, and I met him someplace else. I can't remember where I met him. Wasn't at a concert. It was I met him at the. Oh, yeah, I know. Never mind. I did. I met him another time in the same sort of situation. Shook his hand, said hi, how are you? Didn't remember meeting me the first time, and I'm sure he doesn't remember meeting me at all, and that's fine with me. I didn't. I wasn't up there to try and impress him with anything. I just had the opportunity to say hello to him, so I did. That's just the way things work out those days. All righty then. Moving right along here. Did you ever get fixated by something? Look at something, try to figure out what that. You're looking at it on the screen, and then you're trying to figure out where is that on the. I don't see that over here. Don't worry about it. Um, we talk about a lot of things here, and most of what we talk about is the Trump situation. And as I said in my posted video, I said I've been trying to figure this out for a long time, and I said this. I believe around the time it was time to vote for him. Is it Donald Trump is not the man you have to worry about. It's the people around him. Now, since then, I've heard people make some other comments and whatnot. One of some of the stuff I get from George Carlin, which I really wish he was alive right now. I'd like to meet him and talk to him. But people are beginning to realize something. Not my friends so much, but the people in the entertainment, the philosophers of our generation are starting to understand something. We're no longer a democracy. Those of you that think we still live in a democracy, listen, more power to you. I wish I could say I think you're right, but I don't think you are. I don't think we live in a democracy anymore. I think that ship sailed a long time ago. We're owned by big corporations now. You know, look at Donald. Donald is about. Donald is sitting now, beginning to understand that too, because he went on a whim because he thought he could make everybody rich, getting hold of Venezuelan oil. And then he learns that number one, it's very difficult to extract. It's going to take about a minimum of 2 to 10 years to be able to make any money out of Venezuela, because the oil industry is shot, needs to be fixed, repaired. Billions of dollars are going to have to go in there. Uh, the country itself needs to be repaired, and he's not interested in doing that. And you'll see that as time goes on with this situation we have right now. He's trying to be an empire builder, I've said this before. Look at all the empires that have been built over the years, centuries. The last one I think was Russia's that fell apart, right? He's Trump is too stupid to understand that. It's a whim he has. He wants to do it. He says that I can do it. I might as well. I want to do it. I can do it. I can do anything I want. Right, but you should look at the consequences of your actions. All right, because that's what you're going to be remembered by, not the action itself, but the consequences you cause. So people aren't going to remember him in a very fond, loving way. You know, um, I just don't understand that. And look, those people that say we'll be able to we'll get rid of some of the Republicans in the 2026 election. Yeah, well, are you sure the Democrats are going to be any better? And then in 2028 we'll be rid of Trump. Yeah. Or maybe if we get the right people in 2026, we can impeach Trump. Okay, you impeach Trump. Then who do you get? What happens next? Everybody stays in place except Trump. J.D. Vance is your next president. Think about that for a while. You think he's better? He could. He has the potential, because he looks for the winners. He has the potential to be 10 times worse. He's a Christian fanatic, you know? So I don't think that's going to help him any. But we never know. But that's just the thing. With an impeachment, you don't know who you're going to get. Well, if let's say that, for the sake of argument, that Trump gets removed, or Trump has a heart attack and dies tomorrow, you still have the megas to deal with. You still have the damage that Trump has done that can't be undone like that. It's going to take years to bring that back, because we have to investigate half the country, because half the country has turned fascist all of a sudden. Our jails will be filled with ICE agents, not by ICE agents, with ICE agents. It's not. It's a long story, and those of you that are like my age, we've seen the best of America for a long time. It's going to take longer than I'm going to be alive to bring America back again. And the world is constantly on a brink right now. of being even more catastrophic situations. All right, so listen, that's it for me. I don't do Sundays. I don't like Sunday. I like to sleep late. Lucy likes to just sit in the park across the street. I try to, I watch football for football season, and then after that football season, I just like to try and do things with my family. And then they, of course, they wait the football season before they want to do anything. What can I tell you? Uh, so listen, if hit this, go over to my channel and find a subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. You'll get notifications when I post my video. You'll get notifications when I'm going live. You'll get something on your channel now. A little bit of this and a little bit of that live. That's what I get. That's what they send me when I go live. So you'll get a notice that I'm live. Uh, well, I don't know if I'm alive, but you'll get a notice that I'm here anyhow. And come over and say hello. Give it a watch. See what happens. Uh, I get. I've had as many as 140 views of my other videos on a given day, and I don't understand how that happens. I really don't, unless it's AI just searching for something they can screw with. Don't know how I average. Sometimes I average about 8 every day views, but like I say, I've get hundreds of them a month, and then they come back the next day or next day or next day or something. They check it out. I know there's a bunch of people that just check out videos. Uh, I'm not the greatest looking thing in the world. We don't do a lot of funny shit, but we'll see what happens as time goes on. Most of my live videos are rather short because they're a repeat of what I just did. You know, uh, the problem I have with live videos is that in order to be effective live, you have to come on approximately the same time, and that's very, very difficult for me to do because I don't like jobs. I'm retired. I get up in the morning. I wake up around 6 o'clock, and between 6 and 7, I'm out of bed, getting dressed, taking a shower, or whatever. And it's a slow process because I move very, very slowly. So my age has a lot to do with that. Uh, so I move very slowly. I come out. I watch. I have my breakfast with my wife. Then I come over here and I check things out because I'm stalling for time because Lucy has to wake up and Lucy has to want to go out. And my friends aren't out early. So between 9 and 9:30 or so, I go out. I get back between 10 and 10:30. Sometimes a little later than that, even. Depends how far we walk. Depends on who I run into and who I sit down and talk to. All right, because I'm not going to say, "Oh, wait a minute, I got to get going. I got to go do this video." No, I sit and talk with them. I'll talk to them as long as they'll talk to me. That's just me. Sorry if that offends you guys, but that's what I do. And then I go around and I do the posted video, the non-live video, if you would. I have things I want to say there. I say them there. Then I come over here and I try to think, what am I going to talk about over here? I can't. I talk about the same things. I didn't read that Dylan thing on the other video. I read it here because I got that from a friend of mine on Facebook. Well, he liked it. I posted it to Facebook a couple of days ago because somebody else had, and I just reposted it. And Dylan you can find words in any Dylan song that means something to you. I find them in all of Dylan's music, basically. There's something in the song that means something to me that brings back a memory or something. Uh, he's older than I am by a year or two, I think. And none of us are going to live forever. None of us, I forget who said it originally, what the quote is none of us are going to get out of here alive. So I try to make a little impression as I'm going along. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it. I'm not an impressive person, really. I have a sarcastic sense of humor that gets me in trouble with people. So, you guys see, you can't see this. A little tiny light I got for Christmas. See? See how big it is? It's a string about that long. That's cool. I have a whole bunch of them. I think I showed you this one. You probably can't see it that good. I don't know which way it goes. Is that way? You probably can't. There it is. That's the ticket stub from the infamous Pine Tar game. See, I have a lot of interests, and I don't spend a lot of time on anything. There's just not enough time in the day because I have other things I have to do. I have Lucy. Lucy's there to keep me healthy. Lucy's to get me out of the house and walk. All right. Lucy's my friend. I can't neglect her. So that's about 2.5, 3 hours of the day of the daytime that I spend with her. And I spend a couple hours with my wife, talking to her if she's willing to listen. Sometimes she's not willing to listen. We used to do things like go shopping and stuff like that. We don't do that anymore. So we just talk about what we need, what we're going to order, and stuff like that. And every once in a while, I'll talk about a family issue, but not too often. But that's my day. So being back here at a specific time is not easy for me to do, and I don't. I'd rather offend the people I don't know, which are the people on this that go to come to watch the video, than to offend the people that I do know by neglecting them to do a video. Does that make any sense to you? Well, anyhow, I'm out of here. I won't be here tomorrow. I will see you Monday. So everybody have a good weekend. Be safe. Don't drink too much. Talk to you Monday.